you know, taken out of context and like, we're doing it as like grooming girls, whatever. If you want to say that shit, then show me the receipts.
I think he just gave me permission to show the receipts. Here we go. So here's a message Hannah got the day after her video, saying that she watched Hannah's video and that she's so proud of her. She also said that she wants to talk about her experience with Harley. Now that is one hell of a coincidence. Remember, according to Harley, Hannah was just creating a lie to sell ebooks. So how does this message fit into Harley's story? Also notice how I blurred out the rest of the message. I'll get back to that. First, let's take a look at this message. This is another message that Hannah got the day after her video from another girl. And here you can see that Freely warned her about Harley. Now that's interesting. Also notice how she's mentioning the backlash Hannah will get from this. A lot of people said Hannah would get a backlash from this. And that's why nobody was speaking up against Harley, because they knew that they would get the backlash speaking up against him. This is how he forced people to just stay silent. Here's yet another message from yet another girl, also June 14, the day after Hannah uploaded her video. I don't know about you, but this looks like grooming to me. I also want to point out that all these girls are either teenagers or in their early 20s. Here's another message Hannah received. This is not right after her video, but after I started making the unmasking. Does it look like Harley made his intentions clear here? Now let's get back to the first message I showed, because something very interesting happened. The girl who very clearly said that she wanted to speak about her experience now suddenly claimed that she wanted to speak about Hannah's experience. But then at the same time saying, oh, if you're not comfortable, I totally understand, so she doesn't really seem that interested anymore. So what happened there? It's almost like someone threatened her to stay silent. Then Harley commented on one of my Facebook posts telling me that I should message him, which I didn't. Then he sent me a friend request that I didn't accept. Then he sent me a bunch of messages suggesting that we should meet up so he can tell me the whole story. Obviously he didn't think I already knew. Now here comes the interesting part. He says, I've been in contact with the 3 other girls I had sex with in that time. So here he's actually confirming what Hannah said in her video. Interesting. And then he says, only one of them spoke with Hannah, and just out of curiosity. Now how would he know what this girl spoke to Hannah about in a private message? It's almost like he told her what to tell Hannah and is now repeating it to me. Then he says that he's talking to them regularly, so therefore they weren't abused, but he's also saying that he has screenshots and recordings. I'm sure that will be brought up as soon as they stop talking to him. And here you can see my reply. Does it seem like I have any doubt about the situation? And because Harley has a tendency to accuse others of photoshopping or fabricating evidence, I took a screen recording of this conversation, and you can see when I clicked his name I got to his profile, and here I'm going through his profile so you can see it's his real account. Does this look fake or photoshopped or fabricated to you? It's not easy to make a fake account with all this information. Here I go into his photos, and this is back in 2016 by the way, so you may have to scroll a little bit to get to the same photos, but you can see that this is his real account. But I know that people will mention that, oh, his account isn't even called Durian Rider, it's called Harley Johsntone. And this is correct, he changed his name from Durian Rider to Harley Johsntone, so when he did that I made another screen recording. So I search his name and I do the same thing again, go through his profile, his photos, you can see the comments, and when I bring up the messages, here you can see the same messages. This is real. Harley got nothing on this. And when I go to the message, here you have the same thing. Have you seen enough receipts yet? I don't think so. Let's continue. Now when I uploaded part 3 of the unmasking, I got an interesting comment from Lilikoi Hawaii, and she told me about the conversation she had with Harley via Instagram. So she sent me an email with screenshots of the whole conversation. Now we don't have time to go through the whole conversation, but I want to focus on this screenshot. Here's Harley telling Lily about a girl that was molested by her father. Now let me tell you this, the age difference between Harley and this girl is about the same age difference between me and my dad. So Harley could have been this girl's dad.
That's just me, man. Just me being Daddy Durian Rider.
And here he's bragging about sleeping with her and restoring her faith in men.
The magic thinking goes along with the whole sexual abuse as well, because in their mind they've justified it. So magic thinking, they justify what they're doing, and in their mind, if they say it's true, which is crazy. So, you know, but in their mind, it's like, well, if I say it, then it's true. Yeah, it's magic thinking. It's totally magic thinking. They absolutely know when they're lying, and they choose to believe their own lies.
Now, do you remember the first message I showed? The girl that wanted to talk with Hannah about her experience, but then suddenly backtracked and said she wanted to only talk about Hannah's experience. When I uploaded Josie's video, she commented on that video. So Hannah contacted her again, as you can see in this message. And what did she say? That she was too scared to speak with Hannah at the time. And look at that, she never said that she would testify against Hannah. Harley caught in yet another lie. And here you can see that Hannah told her that Harley was talking about her with random people. And look at that, she never said that Harley restored her faith in men. Is anyone surprised? Because I wasn't. And here you can see that she's telling Hannah about a nightmare she had about Harley. And then Hannah responds, Harley nightmares are the worst.
Nightmares. Okay, yes, we will get nightmares from the PTSD. So that is our brain trying to process the abuse.
All these things, in my opinion, which are done by an adult female, single, are all above board, natural, normal, healthy, nothing.
Now, does this sound natural, normal, and healthy to you?
Because keep in mind, for a narcissist, sex is not about sex. Right? So normal people, sex is a way of bonding. It's a way of kind of strengthening your relationship. It's a way of showing your love and your affection for your partner. Narcissists truly don't give a shit about any of those things, right? So that's not why they have sex. They have sex for power and control, right? And power and control driven sex is the same reasons that drives rape. It's the same reasons that drive incest and other types of sexual assaults.
Now, after I learned about this girl, I said to one of Harley's troll accounts, and by the way, this is how I expose his troll accounts. I said to one of his troll accounts, I know about the girl that was sexually abused by her father. And then moments later, she got this message from Harley. NorVegan is saying, I raped you. No, I didn't. So here once again, Harley is describing it as rape when nobody has said anything about rape. But I'll take Harley's word for it. Now in this message, you can see that the girl didn't respond to him. So Harley follows up with this message. Do you think it was ethical of me to record various conversations we had because I suspected someone might lie one day about me? Now this sounds strangely familiar, doesn't it? Why is it that Harley always suspects that something might turn up from the girls he supposedly has had adult consensual sex with? Now she still didn't respond to that message, so what happened was that this Tumblr was suddenly posted. So this is clearly Harley talking to himself again. So in his question to himself, he first brings up Hannah and Josie and suggests that they're promiscuous. And then he names the girl that was sexually abused by her father, saying she tested positive and that it was so admirable of her to be transparent and tell the guys about it, saying it was a lot of them. Then saying she should get out of the sex worker industry. Then saying it's a double standard in society, that making herself out to be an easy lay on social media will never serve any woman. But who is it that is making it out that she's an easy lay? That's Harley. That's how he abused his power. Then he makes another Tumblr post, naming her again and claiming that she's spreading all kinds of lies on the net. Remember that this girl hasn't said anything about him publicly. She just stopped replying to his messages. Then he names her again in another Tumblr post. And then he names her again in another Tumblr post, and here he draws in Sam and Dexter because he had a problem with them at the time too. So he gets to draw in Josie, Hannah, Sam, Dexter, this girl. He gets to abuse quite a lot of people at the same time. This is what Harley does if the girls he targets cut contact with him. He forces them to pretend like everything is fine, so he won't do this. So when he shows emails between Hannah and himself and use that as some kind of evidence, that doesn't hold up because of how he operates.
That level of grinding a person down, of just targeting them on many of these different levels. And highly manipulative people rarely just stick with one form of abuse. There's generally multiple forms of abuse. It's just kind of whatever they can do to get that power and control over that person, over that situation. And if they can degrade and humiliate them, that's just all part of getting that person underneath their thumb.
They really just hate women. A lot of narcissists hate women, and they just hate them. So they're either into humiliating them, degrading them, or just absolutely treating them like garbage.
A lot of times they tend to focus on what they know is going to hurt the victim the most. So it's kind of whatever you're sensitive about. If it's your height, your weight, your balding, your hair, your kind of what have you.
He kept harassing me in front of the police as well, just mocking me for absolutely everything. Like, he was mocking my face, saying I had a zit that was like really big or whatever, and he wouldn't take me seriously because of that. And he kept saying basically anything that he thought would hurt me the most is what he said. Like he said, I was really fat and I would always be single.
So they often verbally degrade and humiliate victims by name calling. They, especially in areas that the victim might be really sensitive about.